Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back with another message you need to hear right now. Let's hop right into it and find out what message your angels have for you today. From the jump, I am hearing that there is quite a few amount of people that are feeling unresolved about their relationship with you. And I feel like this is because of a few reasons. One of the major reasons I'm hearing is that you went through a major transformation. So a lot of people are not sure how to handle this new you, how to handle this energy that you're in right now. I feel like for some of you, people are also feeling unresolved about the way that you're treating them because it's very different than the way you handle things with them in the past. So there's people out there from your past wanting to come back because they feel upset about the way they treated you and they want to resolve things, but they know this new version of you is not going to be so easy to accept them back in or apologize. And there's also people out there realizing that they were wrong for the way they handled their relationship or their situation with you. What I'm also hearing is that there is a lot of people out there who took their relationship with you for granted. So again, you may be feeling a lot of energies right now. We are in a Mercury retrograde. My readings are timeless. So if you do get to this reading at a later time, it doesn't matter. But I always tell you guys are my light workers. You guys are my healers. So people from your past are always going to regret doing you wrong and dirty because you were a genuine energy in their life. Even if you were at a time period in your life where you were not feeling your best or doing your best, you always show up for people in the best way that you can. And I feel like there was a situation where maybe you did have to go through some time alone or take a step out from sort of relationship and someone did not handle it well. And this person definitely feels upset and regretful about the way they handled that. Like you may have pulled back your energy for personal reasons and this person may have attacked you for that. And I do feel like this person may try to come back into your life and explain that they were going through things and they wanted to be closer to you. This may have also happened in the past and this person is in your life right now, but they still feel very guilty and very unresolved about it. I also feel that there are some people who are actually kind of bitter. I'm sensing definitely like people that wanted to walk all over you or take advantage of you, but this new version of you just doesn't allow it. And I do feel as well for my people out there who are used to dimming yourself, or you had certain friends in your life where you had met them or you hung out with them a lot during a time period of life where you were weaker or healing or just maybe even more in a people-pleasing energy. They're used to that version of you. So there's a new version of you right now that is taking no BS, and it's definitely got some people around you just taking a step back. And I do feel at first some of these energies may be offended by the way you're carrying yourself because they're not used to it. But in hindsight, they're actually realizing that you're just standing up for yourself and being the person that you're meant to be. So not all of this is bad, but I do feel like you may have some awkwardness go on in some of your current relationships or even some miscommunications because people are just used to you acting one way and now you're really coming into your power. Again, people are not really used to seeing people change and transform on the level that a lot of you guys do. So of course people are going to be taken back if they are hanging out with you again after a long period of time of not seeing you, or just in general. Some of you guys pop out transformed in a short time span period. Even if you see people every single day, all of a sudden you may be walking and talking differently than how you were in the past. And another reason why I feel a lot of you guys are like this is because you also take the time to do personal self-development. It's not just like you are just trying to be a totally different person. It's that you are trying to be your best self. And a lot of people in your life pushed you to be this way because maybe they did make you feel like you weren't good enough, or certain people push you to the point where you're like, okay, I got to change because I'm not happy. So I feel like there was a time period that may have happened recently or a couple months ago or even years ago or multiple time periods where you hit that rock bottom, or you had those tower moments and you're like, okay, I need to change because the way that my life is going right now, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the way people are treating me. I'm not happy with people walking all over me, so on and so forth. And I'm not saying all of you guys are pushovers, but I definitely sense again that you guys just are my healers, my light workers, and sometimes you are that person that sits through people's dark times with them and you're compassionate and you're loving and you're patient. But when that time period is up in their life, sometimes they need to also take accountability for their own actions. I'm sensing there's just people in your life that you were calm and patient and even passive with because you knew they needed that at the time period that they were going through, but they had their time to heal. And I feel that certain people, they may have used some of their, what's it called? Or a certain person in your life, but I definitely feel this must have happened multiple times that some of you guys don't even realize it because you're so in tune to people, you know when they need your love and you know when they need love and patience, but you give people time to do their healing. But then after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, after a certain event in their life, they also need to be accountable for their own behaviors. That's what I'm hearing, because I do feel that you have helped certain people during breakups or during hardships. And there's no excuse for the way they're acting now because that happened a while ago. And on top of it, what I'm also hearing is that no one really gave you any compassion or grace when you were going through those things. If anything, you were there helping people through a certain dark time period while going through your own. So again, a lot of you guys are not feeling bad right now. You're actually just burnt out and tired of people expecting you to constantly be carrying all the weight. So I actually feel like you are naturally balancing yourself. I actually feel like there's a spiritual transformation going on right now, that you may have pulled back your energy from a lot of people and have been resting and recharging and not showing up and saving the day the way that you used to. And it's because a lot of people actually need that. They need to be able to hold their own weight and not be used to you just doing everything for them, or whatever the situation is. Some of you guys, like, it's people that come to you and want you to make all the decisions for them, or some of you guys, people want to use your strength. Some of you guys, it's a situation where you are a great friend to be around when people are going through things because maybe you're fun or your life of the party, but you can't always be that for everybody. Or some of you guys are like really great wing people when somebody wants to go out and get out there, but what happens when you just want to have your fun and that person is not having a good time? Whatever, right? I do feel naturally, a lot of you guys out there, you just take a step back and you allow people to be themselves, but there's a lot of people out there who never allowed you to do that. So now that you're doing that, or trying to work on doing that, or just transforming spiritually without even realizing it, you may realize that people are taking to you very different. I'm hearing from some of you guys, maybe you told somebody no for like the first time ever and it shocked them. And I'm not always saying these people need to be kicked out of your life. It's almost just like, imagine just hearing that for the first time from someone that you've never heard that from. So I do feel like people are taken aback by your transformation. They see it, they feel it, and a lot of times people may not notice it, but they definitely can sense something is off and different about you, and they may even act weird or strange towards you because they can't quite put their finger on it. But then when you're doing things or hanging out or catching up, energetically speaking, they definitely can sense that you are not you're not one to be messed around with anymore or ever. Another thing I want to say as well is that another reason why people feel very unresolved about you in general is that there's a lot of times people just misunderstand you, period. Like, it's not even that you were a people pleaser, this or that. It's just that people misunderstand sometimes kind-hearted people. It was never that you were allowing yourself to be walked all over. It was that you allowed yourself some self-sacrifice to help somebody else out for the higher good, right? It doesn't always mean that you're somebody that is just nice always. I definitely also feel that there are people that are just not used to your energy at all. So there are situations where you have met somebody in passing, said and did something that stuck with them forever. And I definitely sense this is especially true in terms of dating, because I really feel like there's a lot of people out there who think they can run game, that think they can say whatever and do whatever. And there are people like you who are nice and kind, and people think they can come and take advantage. But then you're also very perceptive, you're very smart, and you know exactly what's up with people, and you call them out on it. And I do feel like you guys may have called somebody out or said no to somebody and it got them shook. And even people you guys have met recently or in the past once or twice, like, they still remember you and they can still be in your energy field. And yeah, I sometimes forget about certain individuals, but I can't tell you guys how many times, like, I've had brief encounters or short encounters with certain people, friendships, in passing, whatever, and these people pop back up and remember the whole situation. And again, I do feel that there are certain people as well that were not very present at the time period where you wanted to get closer to them or be around them, but then when they lost you, they wish they spent more time with you, or something happened where people are seeing you or noticing you more, and people are like doing a double take. Some of you guys are going to step foot into a lot more success, and people are going to wish that they treated you better. I know that's not the reason why we should be successful, but honestly, I do feel like success is the greatest revenge. But another form of success is self-love and self-care. And I can't stress this enough. A lot of you guys were forced to, by God, by your angels, to take a step back and focus on yourself, focus on your self-care, because if you're a lot like myself, which I know a lot of you guys are, again, if you're new here, welcome. You guys can follow me on Instagram, Queen Alice Love. I really do love helping people, and I love sticking up for people. And sometimes that does involve you getting a lot of negative energy thrown at you. And because you are strong for others. And that's the way that we're meant to be. But you can't go on that way forever, especially for people that are not seeing that you're doing that for them, but also people that don't appreciate it, but also people that are not learning their lessons. Because I do feel like a lot of you guys would step in and save the day without anything in return if you knew that that person was going to go on forever and not make the same mistakes, right? Let me know below, because I feel like a lot of guys are like that. Yes, you would do that, but you're not going to go in and try to save somebody from something if they're going to jump right back into that situation. I feel like you guys have had that happen where you're like, yeah, I was calm, I was patient, I was compassionate, I was strong for you, but it came to a point where you were draining me because you kept going back to doing the same things. You are that friend, you are that person, you're that family member that's meant to kind of come through in people's lives while they're going through difficult stuff. And I also feel like those type of people are very attracted to you guys because you are someone who's strong and independent and you think for yourself. And again, some of you guys may not always feel that way about yourself, but you radiate that strength. And even if you're going through things, you'll always find the time to be there for your friends. Some of you guys are more like therapists. You let people cry on your shoulder. Some of you guys are more like myself, where it's like, I don't know what to do with your crying, but I will give you advice. I'll help you get your mind off things, and so on and so forth, you know? And I feel that it's not like you can't cry in front of me. It's just I'm a little awkward with it because I am an Aquarius, right? But again, all you guys have your ways of helping people. We're all different. The collective here, the main message is just that you are a light worker, you're a healer, and your gifts are very specific to what you guys came here to do. And your energy definitely has people reevaluating their whole lives, their whole selves, and in regret. And I also sense that you scare people, because I do feel like there's a lot of situations where people have not understood you. People don't understand how you transform the way you do. People don't understand how you move the way you do. People have never seen somebody in one energy in one season of their life and popping out in a whole different energy in another season of their life. Is you guys understand the significance of not trying to prove anything to anybody. You guys understand the significance of, if God is saying take a time out, I'm going to take a time out. You understand the difference of, if I'm going to pop out and speak my mind, I'm going to do it. But if I'm meant to sit back and let someone else shine, I'm going to do that as well, right? You understand the whole point of just being somebody who's in balance. And sometimes that forces you off balance because you're trying to be in situations balancing out everything. And that could throw your energy off or energy through a loop. So I feel that a lot of you guys may have cut people off, but also your energy just pushed a lot of people out of your life while you were transforming. But it also cause other people to transform and reevaluate the way they treated you. And not all this energy is bad. I do feel like, yes, some people are pressed that they misunderstood you as someone that they can walk all over or someone that they can use. But I also feel for a lot of you, you got people out there that do love you, like family members, friends, and they're actually shook that you stood up for yourself in certain situations because you never did before. But again, I do feel like when you are also going through things and your capacity is low and you're transforming, it's also just like you're at your limit. A lot of you guys just ended up in a situation where you're at your limit of helping and healing and taking on so much that your fuse is short or you can't accept anymore. So you have no choice but to say no, like physically speaking. Like I'm getting like the imagery of you carrying a bunch of weights on your back, and it's like, if you accept one more, you will literally fall over, you know? So I feel like that's kind of the energy a lot of you guys were in, not even realizing you were doing all that. And I do feel for some of you, through this transformation, you could be feeling a lot of physical ailments. Again, I always say, if you've been checked out by the doctor, you know, go do that first. This is not a substitute for actual medical advice and stuff, but some of you guys out there, you did all that and you're just feeling achy, you're not like yourself, or headaches or whatever. And that is part of the transformation. I do sense that for a lot of you guys, if you already got medical advice and you know, you're doing the right things, of course. If you are feeling symptoms, and you should always go to the doctor. Again, I always tell you guys this too, like, since I've been in the spiritual realm for so long, I always respect, you know, actual doctors or actual like therapists and all those things. Some of you guys are here right now, and these things should be used in combination. And that's another reason why I think that people may misunderstand you guys too, because you're not only my spiritual people, but you're smart and you're practical. And I do feel like a lot of you guys, people have just written you off as woo woo crystals and rocks, or woo woo, you know, Jesus, this and that, or whatever you guys are into, right? Like spiritual things and God and all these things. And sometimes people put people who are highly spiritual in a category of delusional or not know what they're talking about. But in all reality, you guys are extremely smart, extremely intelligent. And I do feel, especially for my people out there who are into astrology and fun things and fun topics, yeah, you know how to make things light and have fun with things. When it comes down to it, you could read someone to filth and actually scare them. And I feel that has happened a lot, where people were joking around with you or messing around with what you knew, and you put them in their place. So yeah, again, that's something that people are feeling unresolved because they feel foolish and dumb for misunderstanding you, for misinterpreting you, and also on top of it, not taking into account how you were feeling in a certain situation. Because again, I do feel like you guys were so self-sacrificing in so many friendships, relationships, family dynamics, that once you stopped being that way, the people who did love you or do love you are like, wow, I was actually selfish. It's like at first they attack you for standing up for themselves, but then they take a step back and they're like, wait, for them saying no in this situation, it makes them think about all the other times you actually wanted to say no, but you didn't. Or they got so used to you just doing all this that when you actually just said no, they were taken aback from it. So yeah, I feel like you've got a lot of people out there taking it back. And sometimes, again, their ego will be triggered. Like, definitely specific individual could be coming in for some of you guys, but I do feel like this happened multiple times without you guys even realizing it. Their ego was triggered by these changes you were going through. And instead of going off on you, they took a step back and they were like, well, I'm not even going to go off on this person because I value this friendship. This is like the best friend I have, or this is a great person in my life. Why am I going to pick a fight over something so small? And then they have to look at themselves and be like, why am I doing this? Just because they said no to me for something? Like, yeah, so I'm feeling like some of you guys have been saying no for the first time. And you got people also feeling a little bitter about this new energy you're in, but it's only because they're not used to it. And I always say that if people are meant to be in your life, they will accept these changes that you're going through and see it as a positive thing. Because if they knew you or cared about you, they would see like, okay, yeah, you do need to step out more, you need to shine more, you speak your mind more. You don't always have to be so self-sacrificing. And it's really hard if you are an empath in any way to tune out other people's feelings or like what people have going on, so that you can go after and do the things that you came here to do. So I think a lot of you guys did take a step back from certain relationships or dynamics where you were always forced to fix or heal or cater to that person, and you weren't allowing yourself to have a good time or have fun or rest or whatever it is you guys have going on. And it's like, yes, when you first step into this energy, you're gonna feel really selfish, but I'm hearing that's just not my problem. Like that's something that like TikTok's not on my, but I'm hearing seriously like that's not my problem. Like, and this is something that I was channeling in on, especially in my other channel, and some of you guys remember this, and also for my Patreon, you probably have heard this before, but how you feel is not my problem. Like you know, all the time. Of course, like we're not going to turn off and be completely selfish, because some people think that their self-love error is a selfish error, and they actually are wrong about that. Like you're not going out of your way to be mean or cruel to people. You're just protecting your space and your peace. And yes, like how other people feel is essentially not your problem. And you have to actively sometimes tune that out. Like when it seriously is not your problem, and going in there and helping and fixing and saving and healing and is going to take out what you need to do, or actually affect other people in your life negatively as well. Because sometimes when you have other relationships you value and that give back to you, you want to pull back from the ones that take too much and give to the ones that give to you, right? And that's how growth is developed, instead of throwing energy to black holes. And this is always constantly a state of reevaluation as you go through transformations and healing, because unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, we do have free will, but I do feel unfortunately sometimes people do make the wrong choices and decisions, our soulmates and our soul ties and whatever we have going on. So it has to put you in a state of, okay, reevaluate, cord cut, cleanse. Who am I going to surround myself with moving forward? You don't have to mentally always make a checklist. You're just going to feel and go with the flow. And you're allowed to say no. You're allowed to not always... people are allowed to feel bad. They don't have access to you. And that's sad. But you always have to protect yourself or put yourself first. And it's really not personal. And people that love you will know that. Change maker, make waves. Yeah, I feel again that you are known as somebody who is a change maker, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. And I just feel that that's one of the reasons why people want to be around you. So they should not be mad or angry when you start transforming or looking good or glowing up. Some of you guys, again, you put a lot of time and energy physically, emotionally, mentally, or always like just into yourself. And it's like even people that love you for that are taken aback by it, because they're like, wow, you're looking good. Oh, shining again. Oh, growing again. Like, wow. Like, and then also I do feel it's a reflection of certain people when they're in certain seasons where they're not feeling their best, or they know they haven't done their best to grow, or they feel like they've been slacking in some aspect of their life. You could trigger some of these people into feeling bad about themselves. Again, not your problem. But what I'm sensing is that there's certain people in your life that have been slacking, and maybe you pointed out to them, maybe not, or maybe they just sense that you feel it off of them. I don't know. I feel like people could be insecure and projecting that onto you, because what I'm seeing is that you are doing pretty well, but there seems to be a little bit of rift in some of the relationships around you where people are projecting or taking their stuff out on you, and you got to take a step back and be like, okay, well, this is the new me. Obviously, this is not physically what you're saying unless you have to, but it's like more like you're telling yourself this so you can separate from these energies of people putting their own negativity onto you because they're not used to you just not caring as much about their own bullshit, which you shouldn't have been caring too much about at all anyway. They just are used to you just being so caring, and a lot of guys are working on not caring, but separating yourself from caring about things that have nothing to do with you, or getting drained from people that expect you to constantly be carrying all the weight, mentally, financially. If it's some of you guys, like you maybe had a friend that was a little bit moochy and you actually asked like, hey, like, like whatever, like you stood up for yourself or something like that. And that could be mooching off energy, time. And people don't realize sometimes how much they're taking or how much you're going out of your way for them if they're used to you doing that. We got balance here. Yeah. just you putting yourself in balance has got people shook and has created a noticeable transformation where you are looking good and feeling better. Your energy is better. Like, people can definitely sense that you push a lot of energy out of your energy field. We've been talking a lot the last couple of weeks and months about this transformation, about releasing, and you definitely are doing that. It's not an easy journey, and not a lot of people can do it. Not a lot of people can point out the things in life that are preventing your growth and hurting and damaging you and eliminate them right away. You have a gift to that, and that's something that you need to know and acknowledge. And I feel that some of you guys, of course, my super spiritual people that surrendered to your path, surrendered to God, like, it just happens naturally. And unfortunately, you're just along for the ride and feeling out of control in these transformations you go through. Like I said, some of you guys never really consciously said you're going to do this, but you did pray and ask for a change to feel better, to go after things you want in life, and this is what you need to do. You're never going to get where you want to be or where you need to be if you don't put yourself first. If you don't get rid of these people around you that I don't even blame a lot of these people, because I do feel that your destiny could be bigger and brighter, and they know that. And of course, some people are going to have some jealousy and animosity at the way you naturally shine. And if that makes them feel a certain type of way because they're in an insecure season, then you need to just go off and do things on your own. And I feel like that's a big message for a lot of you guys. As hard as it can be, sometimes having someone there can be great and beneficial, but sometimes having someone around you, whether it's a friendship, relationship, family, can be dragging you down because it's a comfort zone thing, and you can go out and get more done if you did it on your own. And that could be on any aspect of life. Of course, I'm pro friends and family, and always taking time out to help people around you. I do that all the time. Sometimes that's what I'm doing. If I'm disappearing for a while, I'm probably helping somebody out, or I'm transforming and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys are like, where are you? If I don't post all the time. But I got to make sure, even work is an aspect of this too. We got to make sure you put yourself first and get yourself right. And everything in life has to be in balance. And it's such a difficult thing to show up for everyone and everything all the time, whether it's family, whether it's work, whether it's friends, whether it's your kids, it's this, that. And you can't do it successfully protecting yourself if you're feeling guilty about saying no. So yeah, you guys are learning how to do that. And I feel like this energy is actually inspiring some people around you, especially some of your, I always say angel number 1222. It's like your relationships improve when you work on yourself. So whether or not you know it, like, your energy and your family and people around you, if they are around you a lot and their energy is attached to yours one way or another, when you start elevating a lot, the only choice they have to go is up too. So the more you work on yourself, the more people grow around you. And then unfortunately, sometimes people fall off your path too. And people have fallen off your path and they are feeling unresolved about it. Some of it is they want to make growth, but some of it is really that they're bitter that they did not fool you at all. Like, I really think that. I'm not even going to say that you guys, there was anything wrong with the way you were in the past. You show up the way that maybe that person needed, with kindness and with compassion. I'm tired of, like, people putting others down, like, oh, you allowed that to happen. It's like, no, you should never feel bad about yourself for being kind for the people, being kind to the people, but you do need to acknowledge the fact when people are not appreciating it and then move away from it. But I do feel a lot of situations you people were forced out of your life because of these changes you were making on yourself. And I feel a lot of times it doesn't look like just saying, oh, I need space for myself to work on myself, your energy's affecting mine. No, it's more like you naturally are just exhausted. So instead of going to the same spot with the same person every day or going into a same habit with somebody, you pull back your energy and maybe go to bed an hour or two earlier to get sleep. Like, you just naturally make decisions to put yourself first. It doesn't even look like you are directly cutting someone off energetically, but sometimes it is what happens, or at least taking a break, because certain energies you can only digest in certain levels. And not to say anyone is good or bad. Some of you guys have people in your life where it's like one energy and the other energy is too much. So you can only handle this person here and that person there. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to evaluate the type of friendships that are the ones that you're talking to every day, type of relationships, your romantic dating situations. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So if somebody wants to get on your level, they got to work on it. Cut the cords of doubt. Yeah, I also feel that in the past, maybe some of you guys doubted that if you put up your boundaries that there would be people around you but I actually feel like the more you're in the self-love energy, the more attractive you are. But unfortunately, the more pressed people are too, that they can't get access to you. You are light. Let's see. I feel like a lot of you guys are making room to go after your dreams. And that's why maybe this change you're making is very dramatic compared to a lot of people around you, or to compare to what you've seen in others. But you are making room for something huge in your life. And I feel that this dream, this idea, this goal, it needs a lot of space. It needs the right people around you. It needs the right energy around you. It needs you to be in the right mindset. And that's what you're preparing for. And some of you guys are like, well, it's taking too long. This transformation is, you know, you don't want to be patient. But I'm really hearing like God, like I'm hearing like it's kind of like the message is like that needs to get through. It's like kind of saying to you, like, I don't care how long it takes. Like, you need to wait how much as you need to be in the right place for your own good. You know, it's like, you know, because I do feel some of you guys, especially myself, I learned patience a lot in this lifetime. It's one of the things that I think that I have to learn, because I'm a go-getter. Like, if I can go get it now, I'll go after it and I'll do it, you know. But sometimes things do require patience and time. And it's like, just because you're in a season of waiting doesn't mean that you're failing or that you are not where you need to be. And a lot of you guys are just in a season of waiting and transformation for something you desire. And good things come to those who wait. And this is truth. And of course, like, there's a difference between waiting on going after something you want, but there's also a time period where you're just waiting for the right time to go after something you want, when you got the right energy, when you have the right people around you. Yes, I just feel like that's really what's going on here. And in the meantime, you are learning through relationships and situations that are going on in your life right now. Everything has a significance. And if it doesn't, it'll fall off your path. So let it, you know. A lot of times we get worked up about people and situations that are insignificant, that fall off quick and easy, thinking it's rejection, what's wrong with me, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, they're insignificant, especially for my people out there who are going out of their way to try to fill that hole, that space that is actually being created for something better in your life. Like, for example, I'll give like, okay, maybe some of you guys want to be married and you're constantly going on like, you know, a bunch of like dates on like dating apps, this and that, and then this person goes, and that person goes, and that person, so that person's bad to you or mean to you, and it's like affecting your self-esteem or your energy levels. It's like, okay, maybe you are in a season of waiting for that, you know, and that energy could be focused on self-care. And I do feel sometimes people do work with the lack mentality, saying to themselves, oh, you know, like, it's hard to go out there and meet people these days, but you forget that, like, with God, anything is possible, like, literally. Like, so I feel that if you're just living your life, you know, everything in balance, friends, family, doing this, doing that, going to work, doing your daily things, like, there's a lot of possibilities to meet people. And I feel like a lot of you may say no to opportunities to go out and do things because you're focused on the wrong things. So if like you have been called to like delete a dating app or delete your social medias or do this or that, it's like maybe you're meant to create space. And I'm not saying that for everybody. Some of you guys, you are being called to go out there and date in one way or another, and that's for you. But I'm just giving you an example. If something isn't working, relax and chill and allow that space to be created for you to heal or whatever, because it's like, I'm somebody who does suggest, you know, go out there and always experience life and learn and grow and connect with people. But I feel sometimes that people are so focused on the outcome, they forget that it's the journey that gets us there, the journey that helps us learn the lessons for us to get where we need to be. It's almost like if we didn't have a bunch of bad friendships or relationships, we would never appreciate the good, or no red flags, or, you know, if we never had our first day at work, we could never become the boss or the CEO, right? It's like everybody wants to show up and just have. And I feel like, again, you are deserving of everything you want in a partner and a person. But I'm also saying that sometimes we need to create the space or put out that energy instead of trying to force things to happen in the ways that we want them to happen. And I know it's like, you guys probably hear that all the time, but I'm just saying, there's just something about being patient here and anything that you guys want to go after. And I really feel for most of you, it's just more about your mental health and your well-being that you're being asked to be patient with, and give yourself time, give yourself grace, because you've dealt with so much energetically. And a lot of what I'm saying here is not to shame you. Like, I do feel like some people can go out and date and do this and that and be back with that person, and or just kind of be around a bunch of friends, or go out and be around so many energies all the time. And it's because they're not as sensitive to energies around them, and or maybe they're not in a growing season. They're just there to just do whatever, right? But I feel like you guys are so sensitive to energy, so you got to be careful who you're exchanging with. And it's like sometimes these little things that we do can take so much energy from you, and when you're meant to kind of just be recharging and focusing it on yourself. Does that make sense? Because I feel that you're being called to be selective with your energy right now, because you are in a high sensitivity, and these high sensitivity periods are meant to be your radar and almost like your secret weapon to tell you, okay, this is somebody I can go the long haul with, this is not. Because you are going to get these little intuitions, these little feelings, these little thoughts, these little, like, nudges when you're around certain people, and this could be amplified to the point where most people could be almost unbearable to be around energetically while you go through these transformations. And no, it's not always going to be that way. I just think right now you are in a season, again, of making space and evaluating who you want to take to that next level, because a lot of great things are going to be happening. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Choose who you are becoming. Yeah, a lot of things we do in life is a choice. And that's another thing that I stress a lot, the free will thing, because we do have fated things or things that are for us. But if we never make the right choices or decisions, we won't get there. And not to make you guys paranoid, because you are doing it, but it's almost like not about what you're doing or not doing. It's just about allowing the wrong energies to distract you from the things that you really want to do and go after and who you want to be in this world. And yeah, so I heard that like you stopped making excuses for somebody and you cut them off, or you stopped being patient with someone you were very patient with. I feel like there could have been somebody in your life that you left a lot of leeway for. It wasn't like, again, that you allowed this person to push you over, this or that, but maybe they had a special place in your heart. So you left space or room for them to grow or come back into your life if they really wanted to make the change. But I feel like something happened here where you hit your limit with this individual and you cut them off for good, blocked on everything or something like that. And I feel like this person is quite shook with this reaction from you, because again, they're used to people putting up with their actions, but also maybe they were used to your patience, or this person, it's not always about you, honestly. I really feel whoever this individual is that they're very stuck, and you're growing 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 and you're growing. And it's like, eventually, you know, something's got to give. It's like you got to give out or they're going to give out. And unfortunately, I think you had to give out of this connection, because it was like you were just disappointed by like seeing this person lack so much growth even after all this time. And I do feel like some of you guys could just be fed up with certain people because they claim they're growing and they're changing, but they're not. And I do feel a lot of you do feel a sense of like, well, when I'm around people, they do grow, they do well, but then when I leave them on their own, stuff hits the fan. But that's really not your fault. You give them the tools and the knowledge to be able to make it on their own. And I feel that's what a lot of you guys are working on here with people. Like, you teach people to do for themselves. Like, that's the biggest gift here. And I feel that, again, if someone only thrives around you but fails when they're not around you, that's a testament to you guys. That means they're contributing nothing to their relationship with you, if that makes sense. And also, I feel that sometimes people need that to transform. So yeah. A combination of tension and flow, potential in a rewarding situation. Interesting. House 10, life mission, accomplishments, career, structure, discipline. Another thing I want to say is that you have exhibited a lot of discipline, a lot of strength, a lot of willpower throughout the course of your lifetime. And a lot of people just haven't. Like, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Like, you are an embodiment of discipline naturally. And I do feel that you have people wanting to compare themselves to you, your success, your knowledge, your skill set, why you're able to do things or do this and that, and they can, or whatever. And I do feel a lot of you as well, you try to help and teach people and guide them. And they're like, well, how come you can do it like this and I can't? And it's like, because they're not there where you're at. Like, if people don't understand the fact that they are not on your level in a certain way, if they come to you for advice or something like that, then that is on them too. Like, a lot of you guys like are gonna be this energy of like, okay, I'm not allowing you to talk to me like this, you know. And yeah, I'm hearing some of you guys respect your elders, because so maybe you're dealing with children here actually, or literally, and it's like they like, and unfortunately a lot of what you guys deal with is like it's basically a product of other people's enabling, and it's hard to combat that energy. It's like that individual has to see within themselves that they were enabled and they need to make a change. So yeah, I feel you're dealing with a person here who was enabled for far too long for the people around them, and half of it's their fault. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and this has something to do with this situation, because this person thinks they're a skilled manipulator, but they're actually not. Like, nothing ever gets past you with this person. You see right through it. But it's almost like the blame could have been on certain people around them, allowing them to just do whatever they want, you know. And maybe these people fall for it, but I also feel like sometimes when someone's a difficult personality, or they're just hard to deal with. People just give them what they want to kind of shut them up, you know? So I feel like you've dealt with people like that or a person like that. And again, you guys are put in a certain position to be that voice in certain situations. See an owl here, wisdom. Like, again, a lot of you guys are stressed out because you've been challenged by a certain personality, a person, or some situation, right? But you were called to do that, and you got these energies shook, like, with the way you stand up for yourself. And some of you guys may not feel like you've made an impact or difference because to your face, person's like, I don't care what you say, but you got people spiraling after you tell them off or tell them the truth or cut them off. So keep up the good work. I'm really feeling like House 10, like, the more you stand up for yourself, the more you are empowering yourself, and the more you're going to be resilient to people throwing negative energy at you or saying whatever or doing whatever, because you know that you've earned this spot, you earned this position, you know you look good, you know you feel good about yourself. So what anybody else says or does doesn't matter. Like, self-love is literally the ultimate weapon. Like, and I talk about this a lot because when I first started being on YouTube, like 7 years ago, you know, I created Love Assist Visions and whatever, and yeah, we started off doing the love readings and all that stuff, pick card readings. I do them on Patreon too if you guys like those. And they're a lot of fun, right, to reflect on the other person. But what I really realized, and what I always added into my readings and everything that I do, even my manifesting channel and whatever, like, self-love, like, that is the root of everything here, because that puts you in the most powerful position. Self-love is the most attractive thing. And there's people out there implementing that. If you love yourself less, or you bend over someone else's will, that will make them happy, but that won't actually solve or fix anything. So I think you guys are fully aware of that. Like, when you love yourself and you're in your power and you're choosing because of that, it has to outweigh the love you have for somebody else. And I think that's why sometimes we get extremely triggered by certain relationships in our life, that of people that we're close to, because sometimes our love for that person outweighs our judgment, or sometimes it could even sometimes outweigh our love for ourselves. And it doesn't matter how much you love somebody. They could be the love of your life. If they are walking all over you or treating you like crap, it's time to put them in their place. And that creates an energy of more self-love for you, makes you more attractive, makes you more powerful. Enough is enough. Some of you guys did tell someone off that you love very dearly, and enough was enough. Like, it's just enough of this stuff. And as much as I'm feeling like it's a romantic situation, I'm really feeling, it feels like a parent and a child. Like, that's how a lot of your relationships feel. And I feel for you guys, because that's sometimes how you have to handle it. You're not dealing with someone who has all their marbles there, like, or all their, and they're enabled people out there, and they're only half of or 1/3 of what they could be in this world because of the way other people have been loving them. And I say that with quotations, because I think sometimes people don't really understand what love is. Love is a lot of things, but sometimes love is sacrifice and discipline. And that means also sacrificing how you feel to cut this person off for what's best for them. And I think you guys have done that. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, because I do feel like there's people out there who don't understand that concept, and they could have seriously enabled somebody around you, and that person has negatively affected your life and others, and you've seen it. And again, some of you guys is literal about your work or people around you, or actual children you're dealing with. But I do feel for people out there, yeah, you deal with this in your romantic connections. And right now it's like, I love this energy, because it's like you're stepping out into this 10th house energy. Like, this is who I am. This is who I'm meant to be. Take it or leave it. Like, you know me, I'm hearing one song, hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. Like, I really feel like, again, like, people don't realize that you were never really the underdog. It's just more like you don't care to shine or show off in the way that other people have deemed as normal in society, right? So it's like people are so fooled by dumb things, and I just say, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, it is crazy, you know, but you guys can see right through it, and you know what quality is. So it gets people reevaluating their whole lives. It's almost like, yeah, it's almost like, okay, like, you guys radiate this energy where people could try to emulate it. Like, say you are rich, right? Okay, and there's people out there who will buy, like, you know, this or that to try to show up with the rich, this and that, and you guys could literally show up in simple, minimal, whatever, right? Not showy or all, but people can sense, like, that you're abundant, you know. And it's just like people are looking at you like, how does this person radiate this energy, like, when they're not even trying that hard, right? And that's just giving an example, you know what I mean? And I think that that's like the main message here. Like, you got people really like spiraling, thinking about you, because they don't understand why also your energy and your opinion holds so much weight in their heart too as well. Yeah, you guys definitely have the spiritual authority and you've been granted that because you use that power to help people. But your opinion is valued by a lot of people. And so when they're not in your good graces, or when they feel like you view them badly, yeah, other people can, but with you, they just can't let that go. Like, I feel like a lot of people out there that are actively trying to make you look like a bad person or this and that because your word means so much to them. So a lot of you guys are wondering why. Like, certain people have tried to sabotage you or bring you down, even you barely knew. It's because if they so much a sense that you don't like them or your opinion of them isn't great, they want to sabotage the way people view you. And some of you guys may not even be saying or doing anything against people. It's just your energy is so strong, so powerful that it makes an impact that people may have an opinion on you before you even know they exist. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like, people are definitely shook by this transformation. People are feeling very unresolved about you right now. Something that you're doing is making people very nervous. I feel some of you guys are stepping out to the spotlight. You're starting to speak. Some of you guys are in your hermit mode and you're just being quiet and minding your own business. But something you're doing is radiating power or generating power. I'm definitely getting like cocoon metamorphosis energy. And some of you guys are transforming before people's eyes. And yeah, keep up the good work. Spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing with the 12th house here. Some of you guys, yeah, again, yeah, could have 12th house. Or 10th house placements. We got Capricorn and Pisces energy here. You guys could be dealing with someone with Capricorn or Pisces placements in their life. And yeah. Got Libra here. Consideration, fairness, and harmony. You guys could also be dealing with the Libra. I think that a lot of what you guys do is rooted in fairness. I remember in the past, especially when I was younger, like, I definitely had this energy, and not a lot of people agree with it. I'm a very, very loyal person, but I'm not going to jump into other people's chaos or drama or fights if it doesn't call for it, right? Like, I feel like I'm going to be a loyal friend to you enough to tell you the truth. And I do feel that I was always more dedicated to what was fair for everyone involved, even if, like, I had a bias, like a friend had an issue or a problem. And sometimes people don't like that, and I get that. But, you know, again, it could be the Aquarius in me. Like, I care more about the bigger and the bigger picture than one individual and how they feel about me. And I know a lot of you guys just are after what's fair and what's right too. Again, you guys could be dealing with Libra, especially, or someone with these placements. And some in the past, I do feel they're unresolved because they may still be in their ego about how you guys fell off or fought, but they do have this Libra energy within them. And they're thinking back to, like, okay, you may not have always, they may not have always liked your way, but you've always been fair-minded. And more logical than most people around them, even if you're a feminine energy too as well. I'm only saying that because I think it could be coming from this energy. It could be a masculine energy for some of you. I'm just saying, like, they could be a past thing for some of you, because I'm really feeling like, oh, like, they see you as a very rational person, and maybe they don't have that view about the opposite gender. Again, I'm just getting, like, energies coming in here, so you guys let me know. I'm not saying anything. These opinions are valid. I'm just saying that, like, some of you guys, yes, for my feminine energies, you are very fair-minded, very, very much balanced in your decision-making skills. And yeah, you don't do things based upon emotion, or you don't do things based upon your ego and stuff. So this is something that God, your angels, you know, whatever you guys believe, is trying to show somebody, because you did something or said something to them to help them. You sacrificed your relationship with them to help them, if that makes sense, or you sacrificed the way they viewed you, or by speaking a truth to them. Like, you put yourself out there on the line to help them, because why else would you have been there regardless? Like, someone's definitely in a little bit of a dark place because of the way you guys ended, your situation ended. And not only that, I do have to say that for a lot of you guys out there who had a lot of people that wanted you to be wrong because your truth you were speaking or saying to them, or the changes that you were making, or the way you guys were leveling up bothered them, keep succeeding, keep speaking your truth, keep putting yourself out there, because I do feel like the more you do that, people are really listening and seeing that. I do feel this is a sign for my people out there who do go out there and really do speak your truth, or go after the things you say you're going to do. It was never that you guys didn't do it. Yeah, it's all about the right timing. And I feel that maybe there were things that you spoke that you were going to do, or that were going to happen, and they did, or you're doing it, or you will continue to do that over time. But what about this person? Let me see. 9th house. Wow. Okay. Spiritual growth. Okay. So someone's going through spiritual growth. Some of you guys may have 9th house placements as well. Shout out to my 9th house placements. I actually have Sun and Saturn in 9th house. Interesting enough. All right. So we got Neptune. Dream and transcend. Ooh, okay, yeah. Someone's being forced through spiritual growth. You may be dreaming about this person, or they could be dreaming about you. Very interesting. We got the Neptune energy. right next to the 12th house energy. So it's like doubling down on that Pisces energy coming in here. It's like happening in other realms here. Someone is being forced to see something they don't want to see. And it involves you. Unfortunately, I always say this because it's like, let me tell you right now, as a light worker, as a healer, you guys will understand this. We do not want to get involved in people's BS and shenanigans. Unfortunately, or fortunately, if you do love this, and you gotta hate and love. Honestly, I can't even say it's fortunate or unfortunate, because it's fortunate that you can come in people's lives and create growth. But it really does involve you getting dragged into things that have nothing to do with you because of the energy that you embody, especially because you're powerful and strong, and you end up being like a scapegoat in a lot of ways, or like a sacrificial energy in a lot of ways. But it could be funny because there's so many times in my life where it's like, you know, I'm doing something and my name gets brought up. I'm like, what the heck? Why? I have nothing to do with this. Why are people bringing me into this situation? You know? So I feel like this is kind of it. You're like, why did God bring me in this situation? Like, why am I here? Like, you know, I just feel like I just came to a situation. Everyone started turning on me. Why am I here? There is a reason there. There is a reason there. The number one reason is a lesson for you to learn, but also the other reason has something to do with somebody here who you were meant to help see something. I feel like somebody here may have been the like, for lack of a better term, the generational breaker in their family or something like that, or chosen, or whatever you guys want to say. The person that basically, not one person is more special than the other, but, you know, I don't know what to say this, like, because, you know, everyone has their different viewpoints, but, you know, I read the Bible and stuff, and God definitely picks favorites, you know what I mean? And it's because he knows people's hearts, you know? So it's like, it's the same thing with you guys, like, not to say you're like that, but I'm just saying, like, well, maybe a little bit, you know, here we are, but it's like, how do I describe this? Like, if you knew that if you could spend time and energy to somebody and they can make a big difference in the world, you would spend that energy with that person and move on with your life, even if you never saw them again, right? Same thing that I feel like the situation here. Like you were brought into someone's life because you could make a positive difference and an impact, helping them see something to change the trajectory of their life and the people around them. So I do feel somebody here that you've interacted with actually has a big destiny, or a big destiny in a sense of helping other people around them. And again, I can't stress that a big destiny could be just breaking a family dynamic that needs to be broken, or helping some sort of community or some sort of job situation, or bigger, you know, grand scale. Some of you guys, yeah, the words you speak, the things you do have the capacity to help people on a grand scale. And somebody here is writing a book and keep writing. I'm hearing by book writers, or some of you guys are going to be writing huge books, because everything you have taken in, like, you're going to be writing about and experiencing and whatever, you know, everything you experience, you're going to be writing and sharing and whatever. Okay. We got Libra here. Okay. So yeah, somebody here is really feeling unresolved about what happens with you guys, because they can't just brush it off because they're not meant to. It's like they have a purpose here. There's something you need to see from what you showed them, what you taught them. And you and this person may not be on the best of terms. You and this person may not like each other that much. And it's not because you don't like them. Like, you see their heart. You could have clashing personalities or something like that. But still, your significance is there in their life for a reason. Or you said something to them that is meant for them to hear. And unfortunately, the memory of you is haunting them. And they're thinking you're doing or saying something, or they're seeing signs about you. But in reality, God is bringing this person to you because they need to see something that about the situation with you that they don't want to see. And yeah. Sometimes it happens where I've had people hit me up, you know, and be like, oh, are you manifesting me? I'm seeing so many signs about you. And I'm like, no, but there could be something about me that you need to know or understand, you know, because it's like, sometimes it really is not you creating these energies of people needing to come towards you. Sometimes there is a bigger picture here of why certain people are brought into your life. And it's sad because I really feel like you guys really did save a lot of people from some crap. And sometimes you save them before it even happens. So it's like you can never really get the thank you deserve. But it's like, just know you're making a difference here. You are making a difference every single day of your life. Just keep hustling. Keep moving. We got the trine here. Angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. Yeah, some of you guys, you really come with natural gifts and abilities. Like the trine is here. Like, things are just gonna flow together. So it's like, if a relationship just flowed into your lap at a certain time period, it's because it was meant to be there. I do feel with this individual, they could have picked you up when you were down too, or you guys were in a season where you were really like being attacked a lot, energetically, spiritually, emotionally. So of course you were a shell of the person you actually are. So they didn't really know you. And so when you started to grow back into yourself, they were really taken aback by it energetically, because the growth from when you guys are down to when you're up, holy moly, it's night and day sometimes. The way you guys can really bounce back because you're not attached to the ego or this person, that person. You said, okay, God says it's time to go, time to cut the cords, let's cut the strings, let's go, let's get out of here. Boom. You're in a new energy, and you go through the torment of the transformation that a lot of people are afraid of. That halfway point that hurts, that painfulness, the sleepless nights, the energies trying to come back and into your life, this and that, right? The nightmares, whatever you guys have dealt with, right? You so on and so forth, right? A lot of people say, oh, I'm just gonna turn back to what's comfortable for me, you know. Now you guys, you can keep it moving, you know. And I feel that you've gone through these dark nights and in front of people, away from people, and somebody here that just didn't understand you because they didn't understand the amount of growth that a person can really do. They didn't have a good role model, whether you're masculine or feminine, mother, father, this or that. Everyone around them stays the same or gets worse around them, probably, you know, or just, I'm not gonna say that, but it does seem like that in some of these cases where you're brought in to like wake somebody up here and show them, hey, there's a different way of living. If you continue on this way, something bad is gonna happen to you. And maybe not saying that, but your presence is making it known. You come in there and be like, something is not quite right here. I'm just going to let you know, as much as it hurts your feelings, this person around you, your best friend, this job you're at, something is not right here, okay? Something is not right here. No, I get that energy, and it's so annoying because I can't sit in it, you know? So I'm going to tell somebody, I can't be here right now, you know? I know a lot of you guys are like that, and people are going to look back and be like, oh yeah, I'm unresolved now because this person tried to tell me and warn me, and all I wanted to do was be in my ego and attack this person. And again, maybe your purpose in this life wasn't to walk down the aisle with them or be best friends with them forever or work together or this or that, but to wake them up and be a friend to them when no one else around them could tell them the truth or show them what was up or lie to them or deceive them because it benefited them or kept going on with that or whatever, right? I feel like sometimes we are really meant to be an intense energy to come in and come out. And yeah, not everybody in your life is going to be like that. You're going to have some chill, cool ass relationships with people that's not so chaotic, but it's going to be with people that understand spirituality and growth, and not on a level where they're trying to preach and teach it. You know, some of you guys, yeah, that's the case. Most of you guys, no, they're just everyday people that love what you're about. So you got a different vibe about you, and they're willing to just be along for the ride. I'm telling you right now, my light workers and my healers, like, especially when it comes to like spiritual attack and all the crazy things that happen to you guys and that you go through, a lot of people are not going to believe you. The stuff that you see, the stuff you experience. I've dealt with that a lot. Like, people are like, that stuff doesn't happen. I'm like, it does, and it does to me. And I have friends where I've literally have seen them go through the craziest things, and I'm like, people wouldn't even believe this if we told them, you know? But I do feel like that's an element of being like in this other realm, this other world, and being mentally strong and able to handle it. Like, a lot of times you're going to have these enemies or these things that happen, or people turning on you, not believing you, and you just got to take it in stride. I hate to say it, but it's like big destiny means sometimes opposition, if not a lot. Oh my gosh, we have Pisces energy on top of it. Neptune, 12th house, Pisces. Crazy. Okay. So double down on the Pisces energy. You guys could have been double with the Pisces. I'm telling you right now, some of these energies could be people from a while ago, and it takes a long time for certain things to transpire. What you guys can clock in 20 seconds, it takes people 20 years or 20 lifetimes to see, you know, like, where you're gifted and you're talented. And when you learn to embrace that and train that and feel that and know it and speak with your authenticity and your truth, holy moly, people are shook at the fact that you clock something that they could have seen earlier. And you know, even sometimes just the awakening of making somebody aware of something or putting something in somebody's mind, or even, yeah, it can have a positive effect there. But unfortunately, sometimes negative or toxic energies work the same way. Just like you guys can plant a seed of truth and growth, people can plant a seed of doubt, insecurity, hatred, and you guys have been the backbone to that. Because if you are calling out someone or something, best be known to somebody or some situation, best be known there are people on the other side doing the complete opposite, maybe before you even say a thing, because they can sense it. And that's just how it is sometimes. We don't pay mind to it. We cord, cut, release, you know, and protect ourselves. But you're just getting more and more powerful. You guys are getting fired up right now. Confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. You guys exhibited so much bravery. And again, you can't have courage without fear, and you guys don't really understand how strong you are because of how energetically sensitive and how hard things could be just on a day-to-day basis. So I feel that, like, just pat yourself on the back. You're doing a great job. You're getting your fire back, but you are courageous for speaking your truth, because yeah, it's very uncomfortable the way people act sometimes when you're living in your authentic truth or you're speaking a truth. It's very uncomfortable, and it's very awkward for some people. Yeah. Especially when you're made out to be a villain when you didn't even do anything wrong. It's happened so many times. It's just like, okay, not that I'm saying that I can't do anything wrong. I definitely can. Just be wary of anybody who thinks that they're not doing anything wrong. We've all made mistakes here, but there's always been a little whoopsie and some of these people who are really diabolical. And the reason why I say it is because, like, we don't understand the way these people think. Like, some of these low vibrational people, like, you don't even know the half of it. Like, you guys will not go out of your way to try to ruin or sabotage or do anything in your power to make sure somebody doesn't elevate in their life. But a lot of people will do that to people around you because having them there is a benefit to them. And if they go off and do other things, they won't have that energy. So when I'm telling you love is sacrifice, love is unconditional love, love is letting somebody go so that they can thrive, especially if their energy can make not only them happy, but the lives of others better. And I feel like you guys actually have sacrificed other energies for the better good, because maybe you did feel like, okay, this person is not happy with me, I'm going to let them go. Or I can't give this person what they need, I'm gonna let them go. Like, there's certain people maybe you have broken up with or ended things with because you loved them and you knew that was what was best for them, or vice versa. Maybe this person did that for you because the energies around them were so chaotic. I needed to get a water for that one. All right, let's see. I'm gonna finish up this message. I did channel some of these messages. I actually did a August prediction on my Patreon, but also I did a reading about Mercury retrograde and who's thinking about you and stuff. So some of you guys, like me, some of these energies are hitting like the same kind of concept. So if you guys want to check that out, it really support me and my channel. If not, I appreciate you watching the video all the way through. Give me a thumbs up, and yeah, comment below. I am transforming into the best version of myself, and I am strong for speaking my mind. And I am not afraid to speak my truth. You can pick one of the three that you like the most, or type all of them, because I always like to see who makes it to the end. Because yeah, every time I go to start these readings, sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do a quick one, but then I end up talking for an hour because like a lot of stuff comes through and a lot of energies come through. Message of appreciation. Okay, cool. Yeah. So one of the energies that is coming in here is somebody that actually appreciates you. Like they're gonna say to you like, I appreciate the fact that you told me the truth and you helped me grow. Like, that's what I feel coming in here. Or they appreciate the fact that you stood up for yourself and, like, maybe you stood up for them. Maybe you stood up for somebody and they're going to come in and tell you they appreciate that. And they were very impressed or even admire that. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people admire things about you, but when the energy is towards them, like, they don't like it so much. So say, like, you did stand up for somebody else, but then you had to stand up to them about something, that they're not enjoying it as much, right? But I feel like that could be a situation there where you did stand up for somebody, always have their back. But when it came time to hold them accountable, they didn't like it that much. But they realized that that's just who you are, and you did it with love. So, yeah, that could be a situation related to somebody in your life. We got regret here. So, yeah, somebody definitely is regretting the way that they treated you as well. Again, you guys are being reminded to rest, and I feel like there could be someone in your life that also was put into an extreme rest period too, and that's why maybe you haven't really heard much from them, but they're transforming. Distant friend, yeah. Some of you guys is a friend from the past, and maybe this person got distant with you, you got distant with them. Self-care, yeah. A lot of you guys did pull back your energy to focus on self-care. Or somebody regrets just being awful to you when you just pull back your energy to focus on rest and self-care. Past lover, block / no contact, and then we have a breakup, 2 and 1. So yeah, like I said, there was an energy coming in here of somebody you had some sort of relationship with romantically. You guys are probably super no contact. Things are very toxic. A lot of people got their hands in that. A lot of negative energy, a lot of bad influences. Like, people did not want to see this person with you. Not everybody, but certain people very heavily benefited on this person not being around you, or were very threatened by you. And yeah, unfortunately, you do have to pick and choose who you have by your side, because a lot of people around you are going to face that type of opposition, because what you're doing is taking somebody in your life and putting them on and putting them to that next level. And that's going to make them more desired, more wanted, and if they don't have the strength to deal with that conflict of people coming in between their situation with you, they need to go, because, you know, a divine union is going to be a relationship where, yeah, sometimes they're just for a season, where you guys work together and accomplish something together, whether it's to go through something together or whatever, right? But then sometimes there are relationships that last a lifetime. Some situations do need breaks and growth too. Again, but I do feel a situation here with somebody where there was a lot of opposition, and they ended up kind of adding to it because they didn't see that you were just trying to be fair and protect yourself. And yeah, this person may have also felt like letting you go was the best thing to do for you because of the situation that they were in as well. But it doesn't mean that they treated you the right way or they had your back the way that they needed to. And I do feel like this person is going to be continued to be haunted because of the way they handle things with you when you guys were nothing but nice, nothing but respectful to them. See, we do have the Two of Pentacles here. I told you guys, somebody was like trying to juggle you and energies of whoever was opposing you having them in your energy in general, but also, you know, literally you being this person's life, but energetically. It doesn't always have to be a literal thing. It could be an energetic thing that's going on. Sometimes I feel people fighting for space energetically in my life, and it not always is a bad thing, but it's like, okay, I have a certain energy with this person, certain energy with that person, and it's like I only have limited space. So some person A will tell me, oh, this person is taking up your time, they're draining you. But person B will be like, oh, person A is draining you. And probably they're both draining me. But it's like, if I have a person A in my life, like a bestie, right? Like, or someone I'm hanging out with a lot. And then I have a person B when I get into a relationship with somebody, right? It's like those two energies have to either make okay, I have to make time for both of these energies, right? And it's just that, like, naturally you have to pull back from one thing if you invest into another. And it's like people can energetically feel you pulling back from them. And of course, any real friend would be like, oh, they're pulling back their energy from me. But it makes sense. They're in a new relationship now, or they're dating somebody, or, you know, a family member, friend, whatever. Hope this makes sense, right? So, but people can sense that. But a toxic person will get triggered by that and take that as an offense. You're leaving me. They're pulling you against me. They don't like me. You know what I mean? Like, people could take the same situation, be in the same situation, and choose toxicity. And I feel like that's something that happened here in a certain situation. Yeah, we got the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Oof. Okay, some of you guys, okay. Okay, I also feel that somebody here, side note, there's a few energies coming in here, but I do feel a situation too where somebody didn't want to choose. So it's like somebody had to remove someone from their life in order to be in your life, or someone around them needed to grow and change in order to be a part of their life, but they chose to go backwards, or they were just deceiving or trying to play both sides or something like that, and it's just not going to work, you know? Because they're trying to keep everybody happy. I feel like it's going to be a different energy, honestly. I feel like somebody's shook here. Somebody here may have tried to triangulate you, and they were just shook about the way you reacted to it. And I do feel like this could be something from a long time ago or something brief. Like, a lot of times people get away with the terrible behavior because no one calls them out on it. And a lot of times that situation works. Like I said, like, sometimes when people get into your energy field, it makes them more popular and popping. That's why they want to post you and be around you. Then they get more attention, and they do it for the wrong reasons. And that's why I'm trying to say that, like, sometimes if you guys sense that, it's the people around you that are toxic. So you may have had somebody here that was toxic towards you too, or try to triangulate you, or whatever. Or again, there was just energies that existed in two realms and they couldn't have both. It just is not going to work. You can't have one energy here that's elevating and growing and one on the other side that's dragging you down, or not growing at all, or two that are growing and one that's not, right? We got house 7. So yeah, this is a close relationship with somebody, or somebody you have a close connection with. Okay, what about them? Mercury, think, learn, network, and communicate. You cut off communication with this person, okay? But they wanted more communication with you. House 2, security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Okay. House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. Destined to release. Yeah, somebody has to release something in order to be a part of your life. We got Sagittarius energy here too as well. What's the challenge? Cardinal. Signs, mutable. Okay, water signs. House 4. Yeah, somebody's getting the signs here that they need to drop whatever BS is around them and start chasing their situation with you, because it's going to benefit them one way or another. I see creativity, passion here. I also see the second house here, which is about like gold, like material things. And I feel like, I don't know, there's something here, possession, but yeah, self-worth. There's something here where like somebody is worth more than what they're putting up with. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. But I'm going to get a little more information about this. And then there's a lot of energies coming through. So the Lovers. Okay, yeah. Ace of Cups. Okay, somebody has feelings for you. The Emperor. They want to stay in your life. You know, you mean the world to them, but they're moving very slowly. Okay, and Three of Cups. This person at least wanted to try to maintain a friendship with you, but they couldn't because they're still entertaining something that's not good for them. So the friendship could not exist. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel that somebody here is like being forced to choose away from something just so they can have you back in their life. And if they don't do that, then they can't. So yeah, I feel that somebody here doesn't want to mess up an opportunity to have you in their life. So what are they going to do about it? Nine of Cups here. They're upset. Okay. Yeah, someone here seems to be stuck. So it's like okay, so yeah, the fourth house came in too. So maybe someone's stuck in some sort of living situation and they have to wait till they're out of it in order to contact you or be around you. And that could be family, that could be relationship, whatever. It's all going to vary, but I really feel like there's something here where someone does regret the way they treated you, but you stood up for yourself here as well. Your energy has changed to the point where they can't really have access to you unless they make changes themselves, because you guys are just energetically just too different, and it's triggering them, and they keep getting triggered to go back to what they know instead of being triggered to grow into a middle ground here, where it's like maybe like the situation is not like you guys could be so close, but at least they can work their way back into your life energetically. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like there's energy here that is so attached to you, but so not learning right now. But it's like the passion and excitement and all these things, like they feel like they want to release everything around them to be around you. You bring it out of them. Mature. Courthouse. Family room. Wealthy man. Great fortune. I guess someone's trying to get themselves together here. Okay. Interesting. You got a lot of people that definitely are thinking about you right now and also trying to better themselves so they could be a part of your life. Shift the way to new potential. Limitations inspire innovations. Yeah, so I feel like there's somebody here who's getting innovative because they want to get out of their situation so that they can have access to you again. So maybe they do want to like glow up and impress you financially because they feel like in the past, like maybe they were not what they needed to be and their situation caused them to be that way, or they were enabled, whatever, right? This is going to vary. Some of you guys are really is like a third party situation, which I hate to say, or just a non-committal person. You know, it's almost like they didn't want to be around you because they knew they couldn't handle going all the way in. So it's like they at least have to create themselves into a better person energetically for you if they want to be around you. And a lot of this is happening subconsciously. I really feel that way. Hitting a goal. Reconciliation. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Somebody here like recently hit some kind of goal and they want to reconcile with you because they feel that they gotta like earn their way back in. I do feel whoever this person was, when you dealt with them, you were meant to tell them or teach them something, but they did not feel good enough for you. And that's why they may have gone certain ways or sabotaged certain ways. So yeah, I also feel like this person also needs to release something too as well. It's like kind of like even with the material aspect, like they do need to grow in one way or another, and they have to just figure that out on their own. But I do feel like someone's going to be trying to reconcile with you guys because they feel, again, full circle to the main message here, very unresolved about what transpired between the two of you guys, because they did like you and care about you. It was just like rifts pulling them in different directions, or two energies being rifted a different direction. Sometimes that happens, but it's not necessarily like one energy is higher than the other or better than the other. Sometimes two people really need to split up and learn their own lessons and come back, which I do see here. But I also feel that yeah, this person may have just had their hands full. But I just see Seven of Swords, so someone could have deceived you did you wrong and dirty, and they were shook about the way you just clocked that stuff so quickly. And yeah, I feel for a lot of you guys, that's another reason why people may go into relationships with others and not you, because they can get away with the cheating, the lying, the stealing, the deceiving, the manipulating. They can't do it with you. So it's like when being with you does signify a real commitment, because they're not going to be able to get away with things versus being around people in situations where they could be sneaky or hide or manipulate. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's right, but I do feel like somebody here is like, oh, I can't deceive this person, so I have to be better and move away from them, and if I want to be back in their life, essentially, or they're just were mad at the time, but now they want to be back in your life and they have to grow. Yeah, so I see the 8 of Wands here. Some communication is coming, okay? And I see, meanwhile, you guys are doing really good. I do see wins coming into your life, and yeah, this person had to get on a more independent level in order to be a part of your life, or just in a better place. There's a lot of energies here, guys, so I would not be surprised if a few people are hitting you up and trying to get closer to you. With the Lovers here. King of Cups, King of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. You guys continue to just heal and move forward, and, you know, you don't have to do anything besides that. People will find their way back into your life if they're meant to, and sometimes they come back and it's not a vibe anymore for you, but it doesn't mean that you didn't hold significance in their life, or they're not unresolved about you and they want to talk things out. So you might hear from a few energies. Some you want to hear from, some maybe not. But I do see a reconciliation, someone trying to make a reconciliation happen here because they were indecisive about you or tried to fool you, and they're seeing that through a new perspective, or through your perspective. They're being forced to elevate and see that there was no reason to be the way that they were towards you. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here for this individual. Let's see why the heck they are doing that. The spark of hustle. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, this person just didn't feel good enough for you. I'm just going to say it there, okay? But you sparked something in this person that made them want to hustle and be better, which could have actually really triggered them at the time. You gave out this energy of you're not good enough, and it's also God and your angels saying you're not good enough for this person either, so you better F off. You know, better go. You know what I heard? That one song where she says, he gonna choose her every time because it's cheaper to keep her. Like, that's what I'm hearing. So, yeah, no diss on anybody there. But it's not about money, guys. It's really about the energy you hold yourself to, and what you deserve, and how protected you are, you know? So if God says that someone's not good enough for you and they got to work on themselves, power's going to happen, and they're going to have to go do that. And most of the time, they're going to miss out if they don't act fast. And you got people in your life that probably will want to act fast and do what's best to be there. So, yeah, trust the process, trust what's going on. And yeah, you do have an individual here that is unresolved about the way that you and them ended off, but it's because they're meant to learn something from their situation with you, and they have feelings for you, of course. So you got a lot of friends, fam, people noticing the changes that you're making within yourself, and it's making a lot of people want to act fast or act now because they can sense that you are in your prime right now, and keep getting better too. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. You guys are really knowing your worth right now, and it's also just by eliminating people that are constantly draining your energy and not letting you be the full embodiment of who you came here to be. So yes, a lot of you guys are really valuing that self-care, that self-love energy, and putting it before everything. Now that you can, the muse. You're the muse in somebody's life. Like, you're somebody's muse here. I might have to do like a part 2 about you being somebody's muse, because I'm seeing that come in, and it's like it's shifting into a different message right now with the same theme here. So yeah, stay tuned. Maybe I'll do a part 2 soon. All right, guys, I do hope you guys like this message, and yeah, thanks for hanging out with me for an hour and almost 15 minutes. 11:11. Oh no, it's 1:11. 1:11 on the clock. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.